Hey guys, good morning. Lynn here again. I said I was going to make some more videos, so I'm just coming on to do that. And I just wanted to say, like an energy check today. Um, the energy wasn't the greatest day today. It can fluctuate quite frequently, actually, and my energy was nowhere near the video I made yesterday, and it just kind of came back now. And again, it's always better to make a video when you are in your kind and loving energy. But I'm gonna start making them anyway, even when my energy's not that good, just to kind of push myself further and be that authentic self, and kind of just put that reminder out there that we can't let those fucking hard days win. So it's always good to push ourselves a little bit further on those days. And sometimes it can feel like you're just being chokehold, just like in a chokehold again, and nothing's going right for you. And in that time, I can just reflect back and think, even on a real shitty day like that, you got to be proud of yourself if you're kicking addictions or anything. Because even when you do have a really bad day like that, I'm still way better off than when I hated myself and I was in the prime of my addiction. So again, it's a day to be grateful for how far you've come, and not letting those hard days kick you back to where you were, even though it can be really, really fucking hard. I watched an energy update earlier, and I kind of was in one of those moods where I wasn't really in my head, but I was like kind of stuck. I couldn't move, like a procrastination energy, a limiting belief energy that can still kind of come over you as well from childhood, from time to time. And you really got to give yourself that extra push. So here I am pushing myself now, but I was watching an energy reader earlier, and something stood out to me. And again, there's no coincidences. I like watching an energy channeler. He uses cards, but he doesn't need the cards. He's actually just very intuitive, and he can channel the collective's energy. And what he was picking up today was that overall, like, the energy everywhere is it was kind of like a harsher energy today, and the weather in places obviously has an effect on our overall energy as well. And he was saying, like, get outside and get grounded, make sure you get out in nature, make sure you get out in nature. And I was kind of sitting in my head thinking, like, oh yeah, I wish, it's dark here now and it's, shitty outside. And like, I was like, I wish I could get out there. That is what I do. I love it, music and nature. And so I was kind of like that in my head. And then he had an interesting point. I always say, like energy attracts like energy. So he's like, if you're putting out bad energy and you're a person that knows that like energy attracts like energy, he's like, well, don't be doing that. Don't be putting out that bad energy, especially when you know specifically that like energy attracts like energy. And I do know that very well. So again, it's kind of one of those aha moments that there's no coincidences. I was meant to hear that, and it kind of just shifted my whole mentality. Uh, Unfortunately, it was about only at 9 or 10 at night. So, but it was a saving grace for me at that time when I needed it. So, it led me to come on here and talk about a book I did a while back. It was called The Universe Always Has a Plan, and it's by a gentleman named Matt Kahn, and it's called The 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. And no coincidences. This paper that I had written down here from when I did that, it was just turned over in my book one day. I have all these writings everywhere, bits and pieces of wisdom I've wrote down from my learning that I'm doing on the journey. And again, no coincidences. This one really stood out to me today. It's rule number 9. So again, it's from The Universe Always Has a Plan. Definitely good read. I'd really recommend it. 10 Golden Rules. So this is rule number 9. And it's called The Inner Artist. So it's, again, today I was in kind of like the ego versus the soul, right? Nothing was going right. The energy wasn't the same as normal. and I couldn't get moving, right? I couldn't get motivated for much. And so it's about like shutting down that ego, which again is it's another thing that keeps us stuck, right? It's another thing that keeps us stuck, and it can really fuck up our lives. And the more you break down that ego, things get a little bit easier for you. So it reminded me that the ego to the soul. So the more angry you are, and the more shitty your day is, and it's you causing it, or you're around other negative energies, it's the more angered you are is basically the more aligned you have to be with your creativity, which we all have inside of us. Again, I'm trying to find mine on some days too, but it's unexpressed creativity is where the anger comes from. And you're basically having like an artistic crisis. And some of us don't really know what we're creative with yet. And some of us do. But once you kind of tap into that, and you can figure out, like, even back in your childhood, what sparked your interest back then. Mine was singing with a microphone or like a remote control. And again, like singing and dancing, putting on any music to increase your vibration during the day will really help you out. So again, another thing you can do when that anger comes across you is, again, you can sing and dance, obviously, or, kind of joke around, put some sound frequencies on. But another thing you can do, and I did this a while back, I was looking for it earlier, and I can't find it right now, but I am interested in finding it. You can write a letter, and you can write it to somebody that you might want to tell them fucking off. You might want to just have to get something out and express that to somebody. You don't have to send it to them. You can if you want. But the point of it is to get out everything you want to say to somebody. And you can make it as fucking ridiculous as you want. Make it as ridiculous as you want. And just get that out of your system, man. Fucking write it all out, and like, man, yeah, I want to tell you, fuck you, like, whatever you want to do, but just make it ridiculous and laugh about it. You can rip it up after. You can burn it on fire if you want. have a little light your sage, and then even just burn the paper and throw it out, and be like, I release this person from my energy, or I feel good now. I'd like to release that energy from me now. And again, it's just something you can do. The more we bottle things up inside and never release them, it's going to keep giving you that pent up aggression and that pent up anger. And again, that doesn't serve anybody good. I used to do that for so long, and it doesn't serve a purpose. So a mantra you could say in regards to when you're having a day like that is, I am only as angry as I'm in need of creatively expressing myself. So again, you can put that out to the universe. I am only as angry as I need to creatively express myself. And then focus on how it made you feel. Creative expression. You can even do a collage. And again, I said sing and dance. You can do a book. You can just, like, anything, a book, write a poem, even trying to write songs. I've been trying to do that lately too, is I'm writing these little kind of like they're poems, but they could be like a rap or something too. So something like that. And you got to just find that expressive, creative way to let something out of you, right? So if you could think of anything else there as well, but that's just some ideas there. And find a way to personally share that, express your truth. And there's a wide range of those expressive tools that you can utilize. Learn to share, and the inner artist, find your soul's expression. So whatever that may be for you. I do find, for me, when I get out and watch, again, I said with the singing and whatnot, when I get out and watch a band somewhere, if I let go and just let go and get in the flow and let my soul take over, usually that's what happens in a concert, I find. I really do like concerts because it's a united energy, and it doesn't matter for me in that moment. I used to hold myself back, but I've been finding the more I've been letting go, I can get out there and kind of move with the music for a bit, and it really brings me into my soul, right? And you can vibe high at that rate. And the reason I love concerts so much is when you're in that letting go stage, the more you free yourself up and let yourself go. Back when I was drunk, I used to always be that person. I can't dance. I'm drunk. I have to be drunk. I'd always like a lot. I find a lot of people think that they can't let go or let loose unless they're drunk. And now that I've been sober for a while now, I wasn't too sure at first, right? But the more I got into it and really felt that music, right? There's just something about music, right? There's a very nostalgic uh, thing with music, and I really like to look around when I'm enjoying it, and I see everybody united and really just enjoying that music, and there's something very nostalgic about it. And it doesn't matter if people are on drugs, if they're drinking, and you have sober people there. It's a time when you're watching a band and being free, and everyone unites together, and you can just look around and see everybody smiling, right? And if you do get into some formation of a dance, because that music just takes you over, it's a very healing vibe as well, right? Like just in that moment, my back's still killing. But if I go with the flow of the music, I can just override that for a bit, right? And it's something I wrote here about that. It was just kind of something funny, but we aren't the body. Everybody thinks we're the body. We're not just this fucking meat suit, right? Like we're all just in these meat suits. We're actually a nice like loving soul there's underneath all of that meat suits that we all have. And and that's the way I like to call it. We're all in a meat suit, right? And we got these beautiful souls underneath us. If we can tap into that, right? And keep free flowing and finding our true authentic self and purpose, the more we let go. So we aren't the body, we are the soul. And then I said, when the music hits you, you're in the flow. We let go, and it can heal us temporarily from head to toe. And again, it's just in that moment, right? And again, if you do have body aches and pains, like with that, I always say, they say we're not the body, right? We're the soul. And I'm always like, well, if we're the soul, why the fuck does my body hurt so much? Like right now it's killing. I'm just standing here. But I find the more you step into your purpose, you can kind of just kind of break out of that, right? When you're giving back and you're doing something of purpose and service, you forget about that, right? So again, it is just when you're being creative and inner getting in touch with that inner artist in you, or that inner child. Think back to what you liked as that inner child, and let that anger out somehow. um Again, I find at concerts there's just something amazing about it. And again, it doesn't matter, again, not judging anyone, but I do find it doesn't matter if anyone's on drugs or drinking or whatever. There's just that nice unity there, right? Everyone's watching a band that they love. And no matter what, I've always been known as the girl who never stops smiling, right? So that's the kind of person I always have been. Even when I've been in great deal amounts of pain, I'm always that smiling girl. I reflect back in a friend in high school. I used to see her in the hallways, just an acquaintance, and she'd say, "Man, you're always smiling." And I thought about that the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I really like to smile, and I think it's very genuine when you can actually smile like you mean it. And during that time when the concert's playing, it's one of my favorite moments. And to experience it being sober is one of the best things that I'm quite grateful to experience that in the sober way, because I was always that girl that never thought she could ever do anything without booze. And now I'm experiencing that. And it really is a good life. And it brings me back to another time, 2 years ago. A friend brought me to my first powwow, and there's something about that drumming, right? I mean, it's aligned with the universe, right? It's the soul, right? And I love drumming, and I love listening to that sound. And it was 2 years ago. She brought it up the other day. She said, "Oh, you were living your best life that moment in your little dance you did." And I said, "You know what? I actually really wasn't." I'm like, I couldn't let go, right? I was like really, really sore. I'm like, my back, my back. And I tried doing like a little dance for a minute. And she caught me on camera. It was just kind of like, a little thing for a couple minutes. And I look like I'm having the time of my life because I was, but my soul wasn't right there, right? I was too worried about my body, like, oh my god, the pain. And now I've been trying to break free of that again when I'm listening to music, and trying to be creative even when I'm in my home, just kind of, to grab the remote controller or do a little karaoke, or sing along with the music, and kind of move around for a bit. Again, it's kind of like when you do yoga or something too, right? It's for the pain body, right? All those things are there, exercising, um all those things are there for you to kind of let loose, and be free and be yourself. And I find when you don't hold back in anything, again today my ego was taking me over, right? And I couldn't get out of my funk there for a bit, so I don't want it to just come on and share that again. It is a great book. It's again, I'll say it again, it's The Universe Always Has a Plan, and it's 10 golden rules and of letting go. And number 9 is embracing your inner artist. So it's going from that ego to your soul. And when we all try to get to that soul and find something creative, something that, really, really makes us happy, and get it out of our system, we can get that pent out anger out of us, and really make for a better day. And again, like I said, it's hard sometimes. You have this nasty collective energy take over you, and sometimes it's a lot harder to get out of your funk and whatnot. But again, if you are really stuck, sound therapy, I'll drop a couple in the description right now. And yeah, other than that, I just wanted to come on and recommend that book, and let you know, if you just free flow with that universe again today, if I was free flowing properly, and that energy channeler telling me, if you know that like energy attracts like energy, which I know and speak of all the time, you better not be putting any bad energy out there, especially if you know that. And I'm like, yeah, I do know that, and it was the perfect thing I needed to hear in that moment. um, Kind of saved my ass there. It was a little bit later in the day, but I was meant to hear it, and I just wanted to pass that on to you guys. And yeah, thank you very kindly. And my name's Lynn, coming to you from Canada, and namaste. Have a great day.